Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 with me, Alpha Omega, in the Kaiserliche Marine, the Navy of the German Empire. It's 1901 and we are finally at peace after many months of war with Russia. A war that we have won and that led to quite a dramatic shift in tensions in the entire world. After the war has ended, we had seen a dramatic decrease of tensions across the board, which is, I guess, fair, why not? But it's worth saying that some relations still remain fairly hot, most notable between Austria-Hungary and Italy, which is also something that I'm kind of interested in seeing how potentially the game would resolve, meaning that Austria is in alliance with us, with France, with Japan and United States, but the United States are also allied to Italy. So it is either everybody gangs up on Italy or it will be a sort of a world alliance against Italy and the United States. But barring that, as far as we are concerned, we have pretty much spotless relations across the board. Most of them dropped to very low, the highest being with United Kingdom, as is traditional with us, but even those are just increased tensions at level 4, meaning they dropped by 2 points. For Russia it dropped by 9, for Italy it dropped by 5. USA is, I think, the only increase. Yep, we jumped from 0 to 3, which, still is just amazing. Now, I would still call for an escalation with Spain, but considering this year is going to be a sort of a transition back into peacetime, I don't really have a strategy, so I left what we had here. We would still probably prefer lowering tensions with Italy and Great Britain, and with Italy meaning the tensions between Austria-Hungary and Italy. But we'll see. We are, sort of unscathed by the war, so that's fine. Here is the closing slide on the entire war with Russian Empire from 1898 through 1900. I still cannot believe that we haven't lost a single ship during the war, while Russia has lost to us 3 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser, 4 light cruisers, 6 destroyers, and 1 corvette. Further, they have lost a couple of ships to Japan, but they have also managed to sink a number of Japanese ships, so it was a little bit more even in the Far East front. The outcome of the war is that Sakhalin was transferred to German Empire, which is a huge letdown. I actually uploaded the episode where this peace treaty goes up, meaning the previous episode, a couple of minutes ago to YouTube, so I'm really interested in seeing how you guys will berate me for actually maneuvering myself into that situation. So, still, it was a test war for us. I will admit that I'm not that... I will admit it 100% that I'm not a pro in this game. This is a sort of a learning curve for me as well. I spent a couple of months playing around with the game, but this is going to be the first truly serious playthrough for me, where I'm trying to do my best to roleplay, to build a proper navy, to explain everything, and actually have myself on the line, meaning I'm recording myself playing it. So, I appreciate, by the way, all of your comments and suggestions, because they have made me understand a couple of things that I've been a little bit iffy on. And even if you guys ask me about something, I always go back to the manual and to online discussions, and I try to recheck the facts and before I post an answer. So, good on that. Anyway, moving on. The tonnage comparison for 1901 is actually kind of interesting, because this is the first year in quite some time since we have added so much in comparison to everyone else. Actually, there has been a huge discrepancy. There are nations like Great Britain that added 60,000 tons. Actually, there's only a nation like Great Britain that added 60,700 tons. Then there's us and United States. We both added roughly slightly above 30,000 tons. In our case, it's 33,800. They added 31,100. Then there's 2 nations that added 11,000 tons. France added 11,300 and Japan added 11,800. And the rest of the nations barely added anything. Russia was 700 tons, Italy added 800 tons, Austria-Hungary added 600 tons, and Spain added 1,800 tons, which led to a massive shift in the table where we are now the third biggest fleet in the world. We're definitely going to be ousted from that position next year by Russia and Italy, I expect. But for now, we have caught up to them, and we are doing good in that regard. As usual, as I mentioned, Great Britain is just leaving everybody in the dust while, we are sort of growing, but I'm happy with our growth. It's kind of interesting to see that France no longer has anyone that would threaten their second position. We are coming after them, but, nowhere near the numbers that we would need. As far as the combined tonnage, we are slowly approaching 2.5 million tons in ship weight. The comparison here is, I guess, fairly easy to see. Russia is the biggest loser. But I've actually added this little table here on the relative tonnage comparison. I think we're gonna track it decade by decade. We have the starting numbers for 1890 and 1900, and now in 1901, you can see that we continued dramatically our share increase, while Great Britain also increased quite nicely in the past year. But kind of interesting to see like the overall progression. So we're gonna keep updating this table. I might move it to a separate slide later on when we have more numbers. But I like, for example, Japan jumping to nearly double of their value. Austria-Hungary also significantly increased, while Spain is just dropping to obscurity. United States also increased their share. Russia actually lost quite a lot, and I would be happy to say that it was mostly due to us. So, it's kind of interesting to look at it from that perspective. Economy is making me sad, though. I'll be absolutely honest, the drop that we have suffered is way more brutal than I was expecting. Now, we have the third lowest budget since the start of the game. 1890, then 1891, and the third lowest is now. I don't really know if there's much more to say. I wasn't expecting that. I knew that the drop would come. That was to be expected, but this is absolutely brutal. And okay, I'll admit that, the drop in tensions, fair enough. But we lost 45.36% of our budget, which is just insane. The only good news is that we have a lot of cash at hand. We have nearly 14,000 Reichsmark right now, which is a 90% increase compared to last year. But it's nearly 15%. Well, actually, it is 15% of our yearly budget. Total expenses are also slightly higher than our income, but that is fine. They're calculated with the training that we're no longer going to be paying for in mind. And the good news is that the ship cost is still below construction, so we can continue constructing and repairing and upgrading our ships. This is actually one thing that we need to think about quite a lot during this year. We will no longer have enough money to continue building ships at the pace we did. So we have to make a decision how we're gonna approach that question. There is a lot of ships that we think are good, that we can rebuild and refit and upgrade, and they're gonna serve us probably better than if they didn't do anything like it, or if we build an entirely new ship. So money-wise, we will have to be really careful with what we're doing. I already have a couple of ideas. I'm going to talk about them on the fleet screen, but I'm pretty sure that after this episode, I'm going to post a question or a vote on my community page with questions about what we're supposed to do here, because there's going to be a lot of things that we could do, and none of them are probably going to be compatible with each other, so we're going to have to make some hard choices. Yeah. Moving on, the drop in year budget, as I said, this is the third lowest budget that we had since the start of the game. Though, fair enough, the tensions might also be the lowest we've ever had, so But I would have expected the inflation to carry us a little bit more. Oh, never mind. Research-wise, we've done very well. We've gained a level in fire control, in subdivisions and damage control, in turrets and gun mountings, in ship design, in light forces and torpedoes, in fleet tactics, and a level in naval guns. Though I don't think we're gonna change our strategy much. We're still going to go with 12-inch guns for primaries and heavy primaries, 8-inch guns for secondaries on the heavy ships and the primaries for cruisers, and the 3-inch guns as tertiary guns where we're gonna use them. It might be wise to eventually consider 4-inch guns if we build some more ships, but it's also worth saying that we have, by the level in gun mountings, we can now put secondaries heavier than 8-inch guns on our ships, but I don't think 9-inch guns would be that much better because they're quality -2. But we'll see. Maybe we're gonna get a little bit more breakthroughs in that regard. Fleet overview. Well, we now have 9 battleships. We have 10 heavy cruisers and building 1. We have 15 light cruisers. We have 4 destroyers and we're building 4. And we have 11 corvettes. Here you can see the massive jump, which is caused mostly by destroyers and the corvettes finally coming out of the dockyard. But we'll see if we can continue anything remotely similar to the growth that we had before, because, again, money are going to be a huge issue. Now, as far as our ships go, Weissenbergs, they're mothballed. There's not much to say. Deutsche Kaiser secondary battleships, they're all refitted, so we are fine with them as they are. The Donau class were both refitted with the rangefinder, so we are okay with that. No need to do anything with them. König von Preußen is supposed to be our flag cruiser, and I actually wanted to assign 4 of them to Elbe and have them as a secondary strike squadron. Squadron. It sounded weird. I was trying to say squadron, I don't know what's up. Just looking at the design though, it is excellent. I'm really happy with what we achieved and designed here, but I really don't know where we're gonna find cash. I'll be super happy if we can put 1 into production and just continuously build 1 after another until we get to 4, which I would like to have in the squadron with Elbe. And speaking about Donau, we actually wanted to build the upgraded Donau. I don't know where we're gonna find cash for that. I'm just so very stressed in regards to money. Hertha class, a simple refit with the rangefinder. Victoria Reese. Those are pretty good ships. We've been really happy with them. So we will probably refit them in the first wave. First Bismarck, definitely going to be upgraded, all of them, and we'll keep them in service. Prince Heinrich, interestingly, I'm not that happy with these ships. They did perform well during the war. I'm not saying they didn't, but I'm not going to prioritize them for any refits. Lübeck class, definitely as far as light cruisers go, these guys are going to be first in line to be upgraded with the rangefinder, which is sad it doesn't have, but we still need to do them. We wanted to build more of them. I'd still like to do that, but I don't think we'll have the money. Gazelles, definitely want to upgrade them, but probably secondary or third in line. Hellas, we have 1, probably gonna be a secondary project if at all. Gaffions, we can put the Gaffion immediately into a refit because we already have it available, so it would be good for us. Thetis class, we don't have any. The V1 class, we're building 4 more destroyers. I think we're gonna keep building them, but with the breakthroughs in destroyer design, we might want to start combining them with something like a destroyer leader. We'll have to think about the idea, but usually squadrons of destroyers had a bigger, more capable ship leading them. So we might want to do something like that. We'll see. We'll see. Corvettes, they're gonna be mothballed, all of them, and the Fridericas are gonna serve us as ships of colonial protection. So we might want to build a couple more. Now the original plan was to build 8 to 10 by 1905. I don't think we'll have the money for that, honestly. Bases and land fortifications, that is something that I neglected quite severely due to the war. Nuclear capacity might be something that we might want to invest into, but considering the cost of it, I don't think we'll be capable of doing that anytime soon. Coastal fortifications, we actually are currently building a big upgrade to the Sakhalin domain that we have gained. We're going to have one 8-inch gun there and 2 4-inch guns, which should help to put down the rebellion, which is still ongoing. I'm wondering if something is going to happen that we've sent a couple of ships to serve as support there, but I don't know the exact mechanic. I don't think anybody knows the exact mechanic, how that works. And unfortunately, because we gained it and the rebellion broke out almost immediately, there wasn't any time to fortify it against such issues. So we'll have to see. And last but not least, our officer corps. Well, we've had a growth almost across the entirety of the board. The sad part is that our Grand Admiral is actually below average. I don't know if that influences anything, but yeah, we also have a significant amount of captains below average. So yeah, it's even through the academy, we still don't really see a good result in it. But I would bet that without the Naval Academy, it would be even worse. So at least our admirals are decent. We have 2 above average, 4 average, and only 2 below average, which I would consider a fair, division. Counter admirals, unfortunately, 1 above average, 2 below average. What can you do? And frigate and captains, 1 above average, 2 average, 5 below average. It is what it is. Anyway, thank you very much, and now we'll jump into the game and look at what the year is going to bring to us. Hopefully, good vibes only. So here we are in the game, January 1901. And for some reason, despite me doing that a couple of times, this is still here, and I think I realized why, because when I click the close, I need to do apply here and then say OK, and that should fix it, right? Change pending, 12 months left. Training applied in 12 months. Okay, I don't know what that means, but it should take away the extra training immediately. So we'll see next turn what that's gonna do. As far as our ships go, we have Frederica moving from Indian Ocean to Southeast Asia. Where's the foreign tonnage or tonnage on foreign station? Okay, so who do we have on foreign stations? Frederica and the 2 Delphines. And what do we have with you guys? West Africa and Northeast Asia. So can I add you guys to foreign stations? And that would give me the possibility of retiring all the other corvettes. We already have some of them mothballed. The Nebula is in active service. Yeah, we can mothball it as well. It's a corvette we don't want to deal with. Ada Zeebs is in Northeast Asia, so you can move back to Europe. We're gonna mothball you, and these are fine, and you are moving to Europe. Okay, if I take you and put you on active duty, yep, that works. So you are also going to move to Northern Europe. Cool. So we have everybody else doing their job. Who do we have? Lübeck is in northeast. Oh yeah, that's right, because we are trying to... Yes, we are trying to support Sakhalin, as I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago during the video. Okay, Baltic, moving to Northeast Asia after sending a squadron of light cruisers. Cool. We've spoken about the budget, about things that we're doing. We're building the first Sakhalin, and in 3 months we're gonna build this second batch of destroyers. Now the question though is here, if we wanted to build the König, that's 1753. You guys are roughly 600. And even if we finish, yeah, we just don't have the money. Well, with the doctrine away, and with at least a slight increase in naval budget, and with the finishing of coastal fortifications, which should happen quite soon, and we're actually paying... Oh yeah, I started improving the dockyard. Okay, I forgot about that. So this is also a significant amount of money, so we should have the possibility to do that eventually. But we'll just have to see. Unfortunately, it's impossible to predict it right now. So let's end the turn and see what it brings to us. So, a lot of information here. Captain Sorza von Spiegel of heavy cruiser First Caprivi is promoted to Grand Admiral. Okay. Captain Sorza Johannesson is placed in command of First Caprivi. Captain Sorza Eckermann is placed in command of battleship Wolf. Shipyard experience with class has shortened the construction time of destroyer V6 by 1 month. Okay. Admiral Hermann has retired, and instead we got Admiral Rühmann taking command. Good administrator, okay. Admiral Keller is promoted to Fleet Admiral and placed in a post ashore. Admiral Wolf is placed in command of Southern Africa. Okay, and we get a couple of intelligence report from France, and yeah, that's fine. So we're still paying for the... So are we going to still pay for the gunnery for the next 11 months? If we are, then that is really poor. What can we do though? We are locked in, I guess. And I didn't get any information about the Sakhalin revolt continuing. So has it been suppressed? No, in rebellion, it's still there. Okay. So we'll see. With that said, I think we can just continue burning. Okay, V6 is commissioned into the Navy. Intelligence report from the United States. They are rumored to have secretly increased naval expenditures. Why secretly? And we have Captain Jose Ambrosius showing himself to be of average ability. Russian scientists have invented heavy secondary battery. Well, so did we. Okay, well, tensions further decreased. But now that we finished one of the cruises, one of the destroyers, we actually have a little bit of money. So, what can we do? Well, we have the first destroyer screen, so we just can have a second destroyer screen. That's all that we can do through here. So, let's continue burning. So, we finished the construction of a 4-inch coastal battery in Sakhalin twice. And battleship Alba has finished our working up, and we commissioned 3 destroyers into the Navy. So 3 destroyers came to the Navy. The batteries are finished in Sakhalin, and hopefully that's going to help with the revolt. Intelligence report from Russia. Their heavy cruiser Bogatyr is under rebuild and will be reportedly finished in 2 months. Okay. Tensions between Austria-Hungary and Italy increased. Okay, and between USA and Japan increased, and between Italy and Austria-Hungary decreased, and Japan and Spain decreased. So, okay, so the tensions are more or less moving downwards, and we have more ships in Southeast Asia. So, but no, not you, Almanac, and yeah, they're still at 6. So now we're making 995 Reichsmark per month. What more are we going to get? So we are going to finish in 2 months the Sakhalin Coast Battery. That's going to be additional 600. And that is going, with the extra training, yeah, we definitely can afford building our first König von Preußen. So we're going to call the first one König von Preußen. Is going to be the flagship of flagship. It's going to be the first ship of that class. So it can bear its name. It's going to cost 1753 Reichsmark per month, but we have a lot of extra saved funds for that, so it's not an issue. The question is whether or not we want to build more destroyers. Now, I believe that we actually have a new technology allowing us to go to 500. Yes. So what could we do with a 500-ton destroyer? Anything that would make sense for us? Oh, we could make it slightly bigger, and that's that. You don't have any mines or depth charge throwers. Radar limit, you cannot have rangefinder. No torpedo defense. So secondaries. Oh, we can actually add 4 secondaries to it. Okay, well, that is certainly something that we could do. Or I think we established, yeah, we cannot put the belt there. If we cannot put any belt on it, then it makes no sense to do anything with armor. I mean, putting armor on the turret is all fine and everything, but how does that help if the ship itself is sinking? So either we just deal with this, which is an interesting conundrum. Quality 0. Can data. About deck. So wait, are you telling me that it has no penetration? It's weird. Or we could actually can I increase tubes? Nope. Can I give you another port broadside? Centerline swivel mount. Ship is slightly overweight. The short range. And the name is used. So, okay, we could have more of you. So you could carry an additional torpedo on you. Wait. Okay, there's nothing we can save on. So, unless I mean, if we can get an engine speed or engine weighted reduction, then this would be possible, and it would just be a slightly bigger destroyer. But for now, that makes very little sense to do. So let's just abandon that as a plan and just go. Research breakthrough: armor-piercing projectiles, hardened armor-piercing penetrator, gradual penetration improvement. Tensions between USA and Japan increased, and they decreased because of the recent war. And rumors that USA scientists have trouble mastering the principle of power rammers. Well, we don't have that either, so who knows what that is. Okay, well, not much to be said for that, so let's continue. And we finished the 8-inch coastal battery in Sakhalin, and our top spy managed to get hold of the blueprints for the Austrian ship White Cruiser Steyr, currently under construction. 8 6-inch guns. They get 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and wow, okay, 2 on each side. I never tried that. 2-inch belt. That is a very light armor, even for a white cruiser, but of this size, a white cruiser. Well, isn't a great ship. And research breakthrough. Submarines! Here we go. Early goes to submarine. So let's have some fun with the submarines. The rebellion in Sakhalin continues. Okay. So we finished the battle at Sakhalin. Tensions between Austria-Hungary and Italy increased, but then decreased and decreased again. So they should be at 5. We can now look at the submarines. So yeah, they're at 5. Okay, so let's look at subs. So you can basically just select a submarine like this. It will auto-design it. You can suggest a name for it. And you can just say, yeah, I want to build this many. It will take 14 tons to build one. It costs 1400, and then monthly we are going to pay this much. Obviously we don't have the money, so we cannot really do it. And it has variable reliability at this point. But we are definitely gonna invest a little bit into submarines as we're gonna progress. As I said, this is all that you can do, basically. There really isn't much else that can be done with submarines. You just choose them and you build them, and they are automatically functioning in the area. You saw the, what was it called, the naval warfare rules here. So if we had the submarines, we could select that, and effectively not only our surface radars would work that way, but also our submarines would obey by those rules. So yeah, that's pretty good. So 2 ships have finished their working up. A spy from Great Britain has been discovered. What do we do? Handle it quietly and discreetly. Our scientists reported they have suffered a temporary setback in figuring out the concept of central firing. Rebellion on Sakhalin continues. That's kind of interesting. We've built the batteries and everything. I would have expected it to be suppressed by now. So tensions go up and down, but they go up, but the recent war is lowering them. And first Bismarck is promoted to Grand Admiral. Okay, let me see if we can put some of our ships into refits. So Gefion could definitely go for that. Yeah, it takes 12 months. Monthly build cost is 41 though. So okay, we're gonna, just for the sense that we have all of them at the same situation. So let's just, keep them at that point. Now, Victoria Luis, I was looking for you guys. So let me see if we can rebuild you guys in any sensible way. If we want to build the rangefinder on you, it's gonna be a big issue with the weight. If I replace machinery, we would gain a ton of extra weight that we could use, but the cost goes up to just insane amount. 680 monthly for 10 months. That's nowhere near what we want to do, because just the rangefinder itself, that's 3 months at 287. So I could maybe remove a little bit of armor from the conning tower? No, that does nothing. Turret wouldn't be enough either. So unless you want to replace machinery, we are sort of screwed. But if we replace machinery, then we immediately can actually make them faster. And we still have space here. Yeah, you can put them to 22, but 21 is achievable. And anything else? Well, the rangefinders. You have the torpedo tubes. No, we can't put any secondaries. We could put a tertiary gun or pair of tertiary guns on it too. But it would effectively tend times 9, so 9,310 per ship, which doesn't sound that bad considering, all that we do, but we don't have the money. That's the issue. So what about the Libeks? Could we rebuild them? They also don't have the rangefinder, and they also don't have the space for it. I've been building these ships too tight. Unfortunately, that's the truth that we have to face here. So removing a little bit of armor from the turret top would do it for us. Cooling tower doesn't help. No, we can't do that. So that's also not a great choice for rebuilds. What about the first Bismarcks? Okay, here we could do it easily. Just 3 months, 192. And that's actually really easy. And if I replace the machinery... No, we can't make it faster. Which sucks. But, just the rangefinder itself. And we're actually building another ship of the class. So rebuilding the first Bismarcks makes sense. Okay, so let's do that. We can give them the rangefinder. It costs us literally nothing. And it's very likely that the new ship is going to be finished with that as well. So 192 for 3 months. We can definitely handle that. That isn't an issue at all. Ship is overgunned. We're in the far and whatever. It has been designed like this, so what can I do? So we're gonna rebuild all 4 of them, which takes away a little bit of money, but we do have a lot of reserve cash, so at least something is happening as far as our rebuilds go. So we shouldn't really be sad about that. So let's end the turn. 2 ships have finished their working up. We need to fill the post of naval attaché to Sweden. This is a prestigious appointment that no officer would refuse. There must be someone not on free duty that we could send. Have just the man for the post. Oh, that's probably gonna ask me who I want to put there, right? Yeah. So can we send someone well connected and aggressive? Speed enthusiast. Disciplinarian. So the game is basically asking me who I want to send. I think we're gonna send Captain Laue. He has been with us for 5 years, but he's well connected, so he is the obvious choice. So V8 and V5 has finished their working up. Fregattenkapitein Gigas is promoted to Captain Zurzé. Stines is placed in command of Gaffion. Fregattenkapitein Efsen is average. And Captain Zurzé Stockman is placed in command of Irene Isabel. Okay, so right now we are rebuilding all of our first Bismarck ships. We're building first Sakhalin, König von Preußen, the first one, and Gaffion is also rebuilding. So that one is super cheap. The rebuild is just 40 per month, but it will take 12 months, unfortunately, due to me not noticing, the ammo situation. But other than that, cool. Our yearly budget increased slightly, so that's good news. Even though the tensions actually dropped. Oil has been discovered in Norway. USA has secured Shanghai territory as a concession from China. And we get a research breakthrough on a machinery development. Cockburn safety valve. Weight saving on machinery. Rebellion on Sakon continues. Anything that we want to mention here? Because I have a feeling this might actually be what we have been waiting for in regards to the V1 destroyers. So we have 18 tons remaining still. Was that what we want? 2 secondary guns? Or 4 secondary guns? Or was it the actual extra civil mount? Yeah, we're one. Okay, so this was what we wanted to do, but we are still 1 ton overweight. Which is not great. How much ammo would I have to? Jesus Christ, I would have to remove about 55 shells to get that 1 ton. I guess it would make more sense to... Yeah, I mean, we don't need this. We really don't need these destroyer readers. And when it comes to... When it comes to the effectiveness, it might be better for us to actually put the secondaries there, actually. Because believe it or not, that's gonna benefit us more, I feel. So, okay, let's go with this F1 and see. Well, I mean, this is going to be the destroyer reader, so 8,000 for. Wow, the range is still pretty decent, and the secondaries are at 4,000 yards. Okay. Crowded center line and torpedo mounts, total rate of fire. Okay, well, I mean, we still have only 1 gun in the front. Wait, actually it weighs only 4? So what the hell am I doing? Why don't I put... I just realized how cheap it is. Yeah, I can put 1 on aft as well. That makes way more sense. And if we go... Okay, with 130 shells, we'll have forward-facing and aft-facing turret, and we're gonna have 2 secondaries. Yeah, that's way better, actually. That is way better. I completely missed the fact that it weighs so little. So, okay, yeah, I like that. So let's save it, and 2 minutes centerline gun and torpedo mounts. What? Okay. So we can't do that. Jesus Christ, game, you're testing me. This shouldn't be this hard. Okay. So secondaries, what did we decide? 4. And what did you select it bigger? Yeah, like this. Okay, so V1. Is this okay? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's face and finish it. Yes, let's develop it. It's gonna cost 80. And we're gonna build 2 of those for our destroyer squadrons. So you guys are in no destroyer squadron, so we need to create a second squadron for you guys, which is fine. It's gonna be a destroyer squadron, second destroyer screen, which is fine. We're gonna add you guys. Okay. So that's good enough. Now let's end the turn. 4 cruisers have finished the reconstruction. Good. Germany has crushed the rebellion in Sakhalin. Finally. So 4 cruisers have finished their reconstruction. Intelligence report from Russia. They have invented hydraulic riveting. And there are rumors that the Russian scientists have trouble mastering the principle of a reliable pendulum mechanism. And that's that. Cool. And we finished you. So can I actually build you? How much do you cost? 2. So Fall F1. And we're gonna build another one, which is gonna be Fall F2. Cool. So we're expanding our navy. We're doing the good job. And we're gonna see how that's gonna work. With tensions, well, Reichstag votes to reduce naval spending. So how much did they take away right now? Safe fuse arming devices. Cool, another 9,000 Reichsmark per year. So that puts us in a pickle. Though, yeah, this is still gonna cover it, so it's fine. Jesus, they're really determined to sink the navy, aren't they? Well, it's November, not much to say, let's continue. New dock completed. Okay, there goes 700. 4 ships finished their working up. A spy from Austria-Hungary has been discovered. Okay, we're gonna give it maximum publicity and denounce them, because they are our ally. Temporary setback in figuring out the concept of a reliable pendulum mechanism. First Blow, first Showing first Caprivi, and first Bismarck. Finish the new dock. Good. Okay, I'm thinking, oh, we actually added 2,000 tons to our dockyard. I was thinking we will continue upgrading, but I might just save it for now and see what's gonna come. Anything we want to do? But do we see in the almanac the dock size? No. But we could, when you design ship, you will see it. So Great Britain and France both have 20,000 ton, and so does USA shipyards. So then let's go. We need to keep that one as big as possible. And last month, Austria-Hungary wants to extend our security arrangement. What do you recommend? Yes, we should extend it, sure. There has been an internal upheaval in Samoa. If we send an expeditionary force to restore order, there is a chance that we can take it over as a colony. However, this may well increase international tensions. Samoa is out of our sphere of influence. But we're gonna go for it. The situation in Samoa has spiraled out of control and a local warlord has taken over as president. You are criticized in the press for your vainglorious schemes. So we lost prestige. Okay. That's fine. We tried. Just for... That's one... Here is... No. Here is Samoa. Okay. I thought it was more to the northwest. I would have bet this, but it's Bougainville. Okay, so tensions increased significantly with Great Britain to 6 again. But other than that, we are doing good, I feel. It's January 1902. Ships in service, ships under construction. We're building destroyer readers. Yeah, it's pretty good. And I have an idea what I'm gonna ask the community ball. We basically need to decide whether we're gonna focus on rebuilding and reinventing the old ships, like replacing machinery and stuff, or if we're just gonna focus purely on extending the navy and keeping the older ships as they are, or if we're gonna find some sort of a compromise, because I think that it would be worth for, well, definitely the Vibex and the Victoria Ruiz class ships. And the Weissenbergs, Jesus Christ. And if we replace machinery, these ships are just awful. But we could give them the rangefinder if we replace the machinery again. But what would be the point? Actually, could I roll the secondaries? When rebuilding, you cannot install additional secondary guns above 6-inch caliber. Or change turret types. Okay, so we can't. It was worth the shot. So the only thing that we could do with them is whether we give them the rangefinder. And for that we would need to replace the machinery anyway. Because without it we have no weight remaining. Well, I could, take away a little bit of armor from the turrets. It's literally almost as expensive, so we might as well replace the machinery. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. This has been an uneventful year, but we're really being held by the neck by the Reichstag. Like, it is so hard to actually expand or, keep our navy in any way relevant if we're gonna have such terrible time spending money. And just that we look at it, yeah, both Italy and Russia just jumped over us. Both of them have higher budget. Great Britain has double of what we do. Japan is catching up. USA has more. Well, that's fun. That is fun.